and after describing the character attempting to overdose on drugged tea, the chapter concludes, and I quote Sadie's calming chamomile blend. Ingredients: 1 tablespoon dried chamomile flowers. I simply cannot fathom the editorial decision-making.
Whoa. Back up the book nerd truck. You skipped the best part. She tried to off herself with tea, like a depressed bunny rabbit, and then they give you the recipe. That's not bad editing. That's performance art. Dark, twisted, probably lawsuit-worthy performance art. I love it.
It's tonally incoherent. This book, The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Breanne Randall, is marketed as Practical Magic meets Gilmore Girls.
Lies. All lies. It's more like Snapped meets The Great British Bake Off, hosted by people who think the Bible is a cookbook supplement. And speaking of supplements, this thing is basically a manual on how not to write a book. Christian witches. They bake spells but quote scripture. My head exploded.
Your head explodes rather frequently, usually when confronted with basic literary analysis, like during our Moby Dick debacle. Remember, the whale is a metaphor for
daddy issues. It was daddy issues. Anyway, forget Melville's neuroses. Let's talk about Sadie Revelers. Our protagonist, the big 2'8" going on the 15. This woman, she steals the main dude's dog. Just finds it, likes it, keeps it.
The canine abduction is certainly problematic. Reviewers noted her profound immaturity, her self-centeredness, her tendency to hold grudges, and let's not forget the casual consensual use of truth serum mentioned in her past. She's less quirky heroine, and more pending restraining order.
Exactly. She's the kind of person who'd borrow your kidney and act offended when you ask for it back. Probably bake you and, "I'm sorry, I stole your organ," muffin. And the dude, Jake. Mr. apparently hot but otherwise useless, he just lets her keep the dog.
His characterization is remarkably passive. He's engaged to another woman, clearly emotionally entangled with Sadie, throws her into a pond, which she inexplicably enjoys, and exhibits absolutely no spine regarding his stolen pet. It beggars belief.
He's like my neighbor Kevin. Remember Kevin? His girlfriend borrowed his prize-winning ferret, Bartholomew, for like 6 months. Said it spoke to her spiritually. Kevin just cried into his craft beer. Jake is Kevin, but with better abs and worse taste in women. And fiancé as who fake pregnancies. Can we talk about that tired trope?
Indeed, a rather lazy plot device, but perhaps no character choice is as baffling as Gigi, the grandmother.
Gigi, my queen, calls her granddaughter pissant and shit-ass. That's the kind of tough love I needed growing up.
She admits to murdering the twins' father to restore balance because of their magical conception, and then claims that's why she has cancer. It's presented so casually. It's pathologically absurd.
Hey, don't kink shame Grandma Murder Witch. She's got moxie. Unlike this book, which has, well, what does it have? Is it actually any good?
Objectively, no. It's a structural and thematic mess. One reviewer aptly called it a cluster that has no idea what it wants to be. The tonal whiplash between attempted suicide and tea recipes, casual mentions of rape followed by victim blaming, it's frankly irresponsible.
Irresponsible is my middle name. But yeah, even I gotta admit, the Christian witch thing is just chef's kiss levels of bonkers. How does that even work? Do they hex you, then pray for your soul? Do they have bake sales where the cookies curse your enemies, but also raise money for the church roof? Make it make sense.
It doesn't. And the writing itself, another reviewer claimed the sheer number of similes related to baked goods actually made me itch.
I know that feeling. Like when you kept insisting Moby Dick was about societal decay, and not just a dude really mad about losing his leg to a fish. I was itching then. Itching with boredom.
We received a listener email, a hypothetical listener email, since we pre-record this chaos. Brenda from Boys asks, is stealing your crush's dog okay if you bake really, really good apology cookies afterwards? What do you say?
Brenda, honey, no. Unless they're pot cookies. Then maybe we can negotiate. But seriously, the dog thing. People lost their minds. Another listener, Chad from Chattanooga, wants to know if Gigi's use of pissant is FCC compliant. We're testing that right now. Chad? Pissant. Pissant.
Please stop. The point is, the book fails on multiple levels. It tries to be cozy, but includes murder and trauma handled with the grace of a charging rhino. It tries to be romantic, but the leads are unlikable and their interactions are baffling. It tries to be magical, but the rules are inconsistent and overshadowed by, everything else.
So you're saying it's bad?
Profound.
See, I think it transcends bad. It's looped back around to being fascinatingly awful. Like watching a train carrying exploding pies crash into a church that's also somehow a dog kennel. You can't look away. If Sadie were a sandwich, what would she be?
Something vaguely toxic, probably stolen from someone else's lunchbox, with too much saccharine frosting trying to cover up the mold.
Nah, she's a knuckle sandwich, served with a side of stolen golden retriever. Okay, time for the ratings. Hit me with your intellectual score.
Based on its structural integrity, thematic coherence, and responsible handling of sensitive topics, I give the unfortunate side effects of Heartbreak and Magic a 1 out of 10 collapsing Jenga towers, utterly unstable.
Ooh, harsh. Me, I rate it on the pure, unadulterated chaos factor. The sheer what were they thinking, energy. I give it 8 out of 10 flaming dumpster. Fires you just have to text your friends about. It's terrible, but it's memorable.
That's one way to put it. Join us next week, folks, when we'll be dissecting the philosophical implications of My Hamster the Existentialist.
Is that even a real book? Sounds like something you'd write. Until then, keep your pets close and your tea recipes far away from your suicide notes. This has been Heartbook Radio.